Hi everyone, this is Monica Decker, Director of Marketing Technology at Macaulay Real Estate. I want to bring to you another quick tip video guide, again on Google Suite. Today I want to do a deep dive on Google Meet. A lot of people are using Zoom right now for video conferencing and video virtual meetings, but recently globally there have been some concerns because Zoom accounts have been compromised. So I would really highly recommend that you use your Google Hangouts Meet option within your Google Suite of tools, which I will show you, for two reasons. Number one, it's already built in to your @macaulay.com email account. Also, the two-step verification security SSL is already built in, so it's already completely secure. You don't have to worry about your account being compromised. So with that, let's begin. I'm going to go up to the top here under our burger navigation bar with the 9 dots in the top right corner. When you click on that, you'll see all of the Google Suite tools we discussed the other day. I'm going to go down to the third row. In the middle icon, it says Meet. And this is what the dashboard will look like. So in the top left corner, you're going to see, obviously, today's date, the time, and then you'll have a few options here. So you'll know you're in the right account because either your initials, your first and last initials, will display in the top right corner here, or your photo, if that's already uploaded to your Google account. Settings. If you go here, you can test your microphone, your speakers, or you can look at the video and see how you're framed within the actual camera. So you might want to adjust that before you do any type of meeting or recording. Incidentally, as of today, I did update the settings for all of the @macaulay.com email accounts so that you can now do recordings of your Google Meeting videos. You can also do live streaming. So those two settings have been updated today. Everyone has that access as of today, Friday, April 17th. Moving on, if you want to join or start a meeting, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to this area here, click join or start a meeting. Let's say you want to start a meeting, just impromptu. There's another way of doing that. You can also schedule a meeting through the calendar item, which is again in your Google Suite of options here. But let's say it's an impromptu meeting. You just want to contact a client real quick and have a quick virtual meeting. What you're going to do is just type in whatever your client meeting is, whatever the title of the meeting is. Click continue. It's going to access the camera, so you'll see yourself right away. I want to show you a few options here. So you're going to see two icons right away. The first one is a microphone. So by default, the camera and the microphone are on and displayed. So if I toggle off the microphone, when it turns red, that means that it actually shuts off the microphone. So maybe you're in the middle of a meeting and the dogs are barking, you don't want them here. You can simply just toggle this microphone on and off that way. Same is true for the camera. If for some reason you don't want to display what you look like that day, you can actually just click on the camera and toggle that off. So to everyone else, they'll see your initials, or again, if your photo is uploaded to your Google profile, it will display just a static still image of your photo. Okay, I'm going to turn that back on. A few options in the three little dot icons navigation bottom right corner of this camera here. You will see a few options. You could turn on captions. So there is actual captionings for each of the meetings that you do in case you are recording. There's settings, which we talked about already, where you can check your microphone and the camera like we talked about a little bit earlier. And then if there's a problem, you can report that problem back to Google, or you can ask Google for help or view some how-to guides. Frequently asked questions can be found here. Moving on to the right portion of your screen, there's two options. You could join a meeting now, or you can present your screen. So maybe you want to go over certain documents with your clients. You could present your screen, whatever actual window you want to display, you can do that from here. So I'm going to click on Join Now, and this is what it's going to look like. So the first option is a pop-up window, and as you can see, it has my client meeting. That's the title of my meeting. If I want to add others, all I have to do is click on the Add Others link down below, Add People. And by default, there's two links. There's Invite and then Call. I traditionally like the Invite link because this sends an emailed invite to those people I want to participate in the meeting. So by default, I have anyone within the appmacaulay.com, all agents and staff automatically populate this area. So as part of the new tech platform rollout last fall, everyone was assigned an appmacaulay.com email address, so they have all access to all these tools and their own Macaulay email address. So if I start typing in Lionel, which of course he's the first one here, I can add Lionel, I can add even maybe Diane Klein if I wanted to talk with her real quick. We could do a quick meeting. So it's very easy to add people, and that's how simple it is. I'm not actually going to do a meeting right now, but if I wanted to, I could click the send invite, and that would immediately send a link to those people I invited, a web link to actually click on the URL, which would bring up the camera for them to start the meeting. Okay, so I'm not going to do that right now, so I'm going to X out of here. Oh, incidentally, you do have a call option too. So if you want to look up anyone by phone number, you can do that as well. For the time being, up until September 30th, because of COVID, Google is allowing everyone to have access to this Google Meets. After September 30th, it will only be Google Enterprise users. So what I mean by that is if you want to invite someone who has a Hotmail or MSN or Outlook account, you can still do so. They don't have to only have a Gmail or Macaulay email account at this time. Okay, close that out. And down below here, we talk about the microphone, the camera. If you want to leave the meeting, that's what this little red phone is for. That's how you actually leave or hang up or end the meeting. You can turn on captions. So if you are recording, or maybe you're talking to someone with hearing disability, you can actually click on turn on the captions. I'm not doing anything right now. I'm not typing. All I'm doing is speaking into the camera, and the program is automatically picking up what I'm saying and transposing it. Kind of cool, huh? So I'm going to shut it off by going back to the same area here and click Turn Off Captions. If I want to present now, we had talked about that already. It would just ask you what screen. Maybe there's a certain screen in your SkySlope, and the forms you want to show them, you would just be asked or prompted what screen to click on. The three dots here, we have more settings. This is where you want to go if you want to record a meeting. So in the top, very top here, if you click Record Meeting, it's going to ask for your consent. If you're doing a meeting with several other people, if you are going to record the meeting, you do have to ask for their consent as well. So please be aware of that. Otherwise, all you have to do is click Accept. And in the top left corner, you're going to see a red RAC button. And now you can see it's recording our meeting right now. Pretty simple, huh? So if you go back to the three dots, stop recording. And that's how simple that is. Are you sure you want to stop? Yes. Go back to the three dots for the settings. If you want to change the layout, so maybe there's a few people on your call, okay? You can have people displayed in the right column here individually, so you can always see them as you're talking throughout the meeting. You can have the spotlight display, which is what we're on right now. Or the third option is you can have everyone in a tiled format on the screen. Just personal preference, whatever you'd like to do. You would just click on whichever thumbnail you choose. Back to the settings. We talked about captions, settings we talked about already, for microphone, speakers, so forth. If use a phone for audio, so some computers may be older, maybe the sound isn't so great. This gives the user the option to actually dial in with a number, and use their laptop for the camera or the visual portion, but they can use their phone for the audio portion. Again, the report a problem and help options that we talked about before. Going back here, up at the top here, top right icon, this will display however many participants there are in your meeting. So they'll be listed here. If anyone leaves the meeting, then this is how you can also tell whether or not they're still there. This chat option, I think you're very familiar with already. Most people have been on webinars or GoToMeetings in the past. So when you do that, maybe there's 3 or 4 people presenting and you have a question, but you don't want to interrupt the presentation. You could just type in your message down below here, whatever it might be. I have a question. Click send, and then the presenter will actually see that message you have and make a note and obviously get back to you at the end of the presentation. Very similar to what we've done in the past. So I'm going to close that. Then the final thing I want to tell you is if you are going to record a meeting, you do get a video archive of that file. So what happens is within 10 minutes of your recording of that video, you're going to get an email notification in your inbox. It's going to look something like this. So in the email column here, it's going to say meet-recordings, and then it's going to have a date and the time that that recording was done. So when I click on that, you're going to see a thumbnail of your video, and then you'll have a button to open in your Google Drive. So you can either open it from here, from this email, or you could go up to your suite of tools again and click on Drive. And any video you record within Meet will be in your Drive here, if you can see my Drive. And when I open that or collapse that window, you're going to see a Meet recordings right here. So as you can see, this is where it saves all of your recordings. So for future reference, that's where you can find that. At this point in time, that's the end of this little training session, so I hope you enjoyed it. If there are any recommendations or suggestions, I'd be happy to take them for future how-to guides. In the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon.